Gentlemen, today my channel is going to be taken over by Heather, my fiance, who is going to tell the world, in probably greater detail than I would wish, what it's like to live with Timothy Big Pretty Crow here on Big Pretty Man. Hi, and welcome back to Big Pretty Man, a channel for the extra large man who wants to live his life large and in charge. I'm your host, Timothy Big Pretty Crow. I'm a wardrobe and lifestyle consultant for the extra large man. Okay, folks, today's video is going to be basically a hostile takeover. I hear all the time in my comments and a lot of compliments on, Big Pretty, Tim, you are so sophisticated. You're such a gentleman. You're so immaculately dressed. You're so refined. I wish I could be that way, or teach me how to be that way. And see, on this channel, my fiance is also a member, and she'd seen about enough of that, and she was like, you know what, I want to make a video with you and tell people what it's really like to live with Timothy Big Pretty Crow, all the ins and outs, and all, and the reality. This was on demand, and I'm like, okay. So we're going to be getting going with that, and I have no idea what she's going to say. So I'm both excited and a little mortified. So let's see what Heather has to say. Take it away, Heather. Okay, folks. I'm sitting here with my fiance, Heather Harrington. Say hello, Heather.
Hi.
So, Heather, why don't you go ahead and tell them the great pleasures and honor it is to be living with and being the woman of Timothy Big Pretty Crow.
Well, it is a great honor and a thrill.
Of course.
It is our 1 year anniversary living together.
It is?
Yeah.
It's been a year?
It's been a year.
When?
Today.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, you knew that.
No, I did. I'm just playing.
That.
I'm just playing. Yeah, it has been a year. You're right.
But when we first met, we met at a medieval event a long time ago, but he was married at the time, so, we couldn't stay in touch, but we hit it off really well. And then years later, he saw from mutual medieval website or Facebook groups we were on, he saw that I that I was on mutual groups, and he was like, hey, I remember her. So he messaged me and said, he started flirting with me, and then he said, and I flirted back, and then he said, well, before we go any further, are you seeing anybody? And I said, no. And he said, well, because if you did have a man, I would have taken him and what?
What did I say?
Because if you did have a man, I would have beat the hell out of him while you held my jacket.
That's me. Yeah.
That's what you said. And then you said, well, are you taking applications for the job? And I said, why, yes, I am. And you asked me what your chances were of getting the job. And I said, they're very, very good. And
I already knew I had her. I mean, I was just being nice.
So it kind of
Big Pretty gets what he goes after. All right. So
yeah, you do. And over the past 3 years that we've been together, I have found him to be a consummate gentleman of.
Thank you, baby. Talk about me. Talk about it.
Of impeccable taste, sophistication, highly educated, scary smart, intelligent.
Well, I was a professor, so.
Yes. Well versed in a myriad of subjects. I mean, so many, you can't even count them all. In fact, he knows more than, most people will never know as much as you have forgotten.
I'm not even bragging. I've literally forgotten more than a lot of people ever know. And that's not just bragging. I mean, I'm a walking encyclopedia of just mostly useless crap, but I know it very well.
I don't think it's useless at all. He's a great conversationalist. I can talk to him for hours, and I have.
Oh, and she can talk.
many times.
This woman never stops talking.
Yeah, all hours of the night.
She talks in her sleep. She's talked when I was laying there asleep. I could hear him thinking, who is she talking to? The wall? The dog's asleep, even. So, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I can talk. So, anyway, it has been a pleasure and an honor and the thrill of my life, really, honestly, to be able to share our lives together. We've had great adventures together, and it's been a lot of fun. However,
we all knew that was coming.
there are some things that are really fun and interesting about living with Big Pretty. First, when we moved here in our home, I was unpacking the kitchen, and he, of course, unpacked his clothes. And, I didn't see how many closets he was filling up, and I knew he had a lot of clothes. I'd been with him for 2 years at that point, so I'd seen a lot of his wardrobe, but you never see all the clothes that somebody owns until you live with them. So I'm unpacking things in the house, putting things away, and I happened to walk into the different rooms where the different closets were, and I'm like, honey, where are you going to put my clothes?
I didn't see that as a concern.
Because, he took up all the space in all of our closets, and even in the one that was supposed to be for my clothes, and I ended up with about a quarter of that closet.
Oh, it's more like half. It's more like half.
Well, anyway.
But yes, I took up the rest of the closet. I'm Big Pretty. My wardrobe, that's what I do.
Yeah, but I'm Big Pretty's woman. So I have a certain level I need.
That's the reason I give you the other half, rather than take them all.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Anyway.
I remember she asked me, she's like, oh my God, how many dress shirts do you own? And of course my answer was, never enough. Still not enough. I buy one. She's like, where are you going to put that shirt? You have nowhere to put that shirt. I'll find a space. Yeah. She's going to lose that half is going to slowly be pushed aside.
Yes. Well, and speaking of hanging up clothes and putting them away and all.
Also, before you go, I will say this. That's just my dress clothes.
Well, yeah.
I have a few T-shirts as well.
A few.
300. It's not that much.
300.
All under our bed is bins full of nothing but my T-shirts that I rarely wear.
Your clothes. Under the bed. Nothing of mine. Just his clothes. There are other places in the house I put my clothes. Fortunately. Not many places left, but there are some. He's got T-shirts and all of his casual wear and things like that. He's got so many overcoats and, of course, hats. We won't even get into hats. And, I'm a hat person myself. I wear hats. I have dresses I wear. I have casual wear as well. So, our house is just basically a department store. But
it's my wardrobe. You live in my wardrobe.
I do live with you and your wardrobe.
I live in my wardrobe with my dog, my cat, and my woman. So what more do I need?
And your books.
And my books.
And your books.
So.
Yeah. So, but I found, he is a man. He's very typical of a man. He is better than a lot of men, where he is pretty good at keeping his clothes organized. However, there is some improvement.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I have a little bit of OCD, so I tend to organize a little bit more.
I'm organized. It's that's the corner for this is the corner for that.
Well, I organize.
I throw it there and I throw it there.
Well, you always talk about working with the color wheel, which is a very good thing. So I organize by colors and that kind of thing, and it helps keep you because you.
I organize my stuff by color, my shirts by color. Don't I? No. Oh, no. All right. Now the maybe not completely by the color wheel with that, but I think what you're more talking about is my pocket square drawer. It's not organized. Well, it is now.
Yes. because
I finally organized that.
You organized it. You organized it. I took all the pocket squares and folded them all up and organized them by color so that it was easier to find. And is it not easier to find?
No, I can't find a damn thing now.
Yeah, you even said that you liked it better. And I, being kind of a control freak with organizing things, it's actually a good thing for me because I organize all of the pocket squares. I line them all up. I put them away. It's very cathartic for me.
You knock yourself out.
Well, I enjoy it. So, I mean, some women, it would drive them nuts. It doesn't drive me nuts at all. I like doing that kind of thing. I'm crazy. I guess.
You out of your mouth.
But so yeah, it's been a real experience.
You're trying to say it's been a challenge?
No, not at all.
I can see it. I mean, yes, I'm trying to be a gentleman. I have some sophistication, but all men are 5 years old down deep. A woman is taking care of a giant 5-year-old, and every woman out there knows exactly what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, and
at least you got me to stop pissing in the sink. So it's where she knows.
You pissed in the sink.
Never. The bathroom's farther away than the kitchen sink. What can I say?
The kitchen sink.
I'm joking. I never do that.
Good. Yeah, like I said, I'm a little OCD with the house, but hey,
you're going to be asking me for 6 months now if I'm actually peeing in the sink, and won't believe me as many times I say no.
One of us has to be OCD with the house because if not, this house would be a disaster area.
Are you trying to say that I'm messy or something?
No. You are beyond messy. You are a bull in a china shop, dressed nicely.
You're gonna make people think I'm a slob or something.
You're not
here.
a slob because a slob is dirty and gross. That's how I look at them.
All right, I'm cluttered. Let's be fair. I'm cluttered.
Very cluttered.
Okay, very cluttered. Not just messy. Messy. You think there's stuff in there?
No, you're not. You're just cluttered. You're cluttered.
And it's true. I know you're going to say it that I don't like to throw things away, but
you don't.
Now they're going to think I'm a hoarder in here.
No, he's not a hoarder, but you're not. You're not a hoarder, but you definitely like to keep things that don't need to be kept.
I was raised by Depression grandparents, and who didn't throw anything. My granddad, when he died, they found whole shoe boxes full of nothing but shoe strings. He took out of shoes when he'd throw it away.
Well, yeah.
Organized, but so, and I think I kind of picked that up. You know that you never know when you're going to need it.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
Even though I'm never going to need it, I end up throwing it away years later.
Yeah,
so.
I can understand people from that time period being that way, but you are not from that time period. So
well, you never know when I might need that. That 2011 BlackBerry cord.
Yeah. or I don't even know what date it was. Your Star Wars calendar, and I understand it's Star Wars. I love Star Wars, but it's a calendar, honey.
It was from it's Star Wars. It could be vintage.
Oh, okay. But I grew up in a house with people who were extreme pack rats, and so I've taken the opposite end of the spectrum, and I have a 3-year time limit. If I haven't used it or looked at it in 3 years, unless it's really of sentimental, important value, of something, a milestone in my life, I throw it away.
I have the same thing, except it's 3 decades. If I haven't used it 3 decades, it's got to go.
Okay. So here's a couple things about Big Pretty that you may not know. First of all,
all right.
First of all,
I may not know some of these, by the way, so this will be interesting for me too.
Well, first of all, unlike some men, he does get up and get ready, and he takes his time getting ready. But when he takes his time, I mean, he takes his time. I am so blessed that I don't have a man with hair or a partner who wears makeup, because we would never get out of the house.
Oh,
No, we wouldn't. I
Hey.
mean, you have no hair to style, so it's less time. You don't put makeup on, much less time. You take forever. How many times when we go out are you ready before me?
oh, never. I mean,
No.
because
I'm
big
always-
pretty is like fine wine. It takes time
Oh, okay.
in the presentation
Okay.
and the bouquet. Get the right bouquet going.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you just take forever. You. I don't know what you're doing in there. I don't want to know what you're doing.
Well, this takes a lot of maintenance. I'm a big man, and this takes a lot of maintenance. You know, this ain't a quick shower. There are regions to reach.
Well, I have hair.
Power brushes.
I'm a woman. Women have a lot of crevices, and we have.
I know about your crevices.
And we have areas that we shave while we're in the shower. And I have very long hair. My hair goes down to my butt. And so
Yes, it does.
It takes me a long time to wash my hair, condition it, put product in it, style it, and all that kind of thing. I have to put my makeup on, of course, get dressed, all that kind of thing. So it takes me time too. But I am often sitting on the couch waiting for him after I've done all those things, and I'm still waiting and waiting. So,
Well, sometimes, you know, it can take half an hour just to get the right combos of accessories. You know, I got to. How many times you see me go through like 3 or 4 pocket squares before I find the one that fits?
very true. And speaking of which, he needs a gaff, a personal assistant. Which
I am taking applications. I mean,
no, you have me. That's what I'm for, and I love doing that. I like dressing people up, and I used to work in a clothing store very much like you. I love doing that kind of thing, and I don't know men's clothing as well. I'm more into goth clothing, you know, that style. So
which is something, gentlemen, that I would say another lesson. You know, you may love your girlfriend, but when you go clothes shopping, don't let them pick your clothes. Women know women's clothes; they don't know men's clothes.
No.
Listen to the guy. Listen to me, or listen to the guy at the haberdashery. You know that she does a good job at I pick my clothes out, or tell her what I'm wanting to wear. That day.
yeah, I'm not much of help in the clothing store, because like the one first time we went to a clothing store together, you said you need to be the voice of reason and make it so I don't spend as much money.
Well, it's like taking
I
a drug
love
addict to a crack house.
Well, yeah, I mean, I love clothing as much as he does, so yeah, there was that. So we went into DXL, and we're looking around, and I'm going, oh, look at that! You look so good in that. Oh, you look at this, look at that. And you put this coat on, that lovely light blue sports jacket you have, and you said, "How does this look?" And I just went. He had to have
She was no help at all.
No. In
fact, you're making it worse.
I was going to say I made it worse. Yeah.
So-
I made it worse. So, another thing you may not know about Big Pretty is there is something he likes more than men's fashion. There is something that a greater passion you have than men's style and sartorial skills.
Women.
Well, we won't go there. No, it's not even.
Well, I got one, so.
Well, yes, but it's not that. It's he loves to watch TV. There's nothing more that he'd love to do than sit down in his purple chair, turn the TV on, and watch TV. And God, Lord help you if you get in the way of that. I mean, really. I mean.
And she's a typical woman. When you're watching something, she stands right in front of the television and tells me a story. Never catching that I keep pausing and rewinding.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't usually stand in front of the
Right in front of it.
I do?
Right in front, right there, right in front of the television.
Well,
Why do women do this?
I don't know.
Oh,
I know.
You know.
I know. It's because it's the only way we can get your attention, because the TV it occupies your entire existence.
You're going to tell them what I call the TV.
Yeah. Big Pretty loves the TV so much that he calls it the God. Now, I am a pretty religious woman, so it does drive me a little nuts, but it is kind of funny.
And tell him what
and he calls the remote the prayer woman. Or
prayer woman.
Oh, great. Now we have to fix that.
I don't just... I call it the prayer book.
The prayer book.
Prayer woman.
See, now here I'm getting all these... I'm thinking about all these women and everything.
You're the only one,
Yes. Yeah.
right now. So
well, no, you are a very, very honorable. He's very honorable. He's faithful. His eye never strays. Never. I have no reason to ever doubt or be worried about his devotion and loyalty.
Now, I never was any other way, though. I mean, but I will say I am 53 years old at this point. My wild oats are shredded wheat. So there's no... that adds to it that there's no worry,
But he is a man, intimate-wise, and enough said.
You damn right, baby.
So, but I mean...
She ain't married me for nothing. I mean, it ain't just for these suits. That's all I'm saying.
And there's one other thing that he loves more than watching TV in your purple chair. It's falling asleep in front of the TV in your purple chair. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've woken up at 5 o'clock in the morning and the bed's empty, and I come out in the living room and there he is, fast asleep in the
Usually
chair.
with a cat on my chest.
Usually the cat on your chest, yeah.
And I don't like to be disturbed when I'm sleeping in the chair. Usually when I'm sleeping in my chair, it is the best sleep. You ever had really good sleep and somebody wake you up and you just think about murder? That's me. Yes, and I think that's something I did a video about, aging, and I've even talked to some other friends, and they say the same thing. I don't know what it is. When you reach a certain age, you hit that chair, out you go. You didn't do that as a young man, but you do, and I'm guilty of that one. I do like sleeping in my chair.
Yeah,
it's become my hobby.
Yeah.
Well, okay, remember one thing. I work sometimes 5 and 6 days a week, sometimes 8 to 10 hours, sometimes more. So when I do get home or get a day off, my days are going out, and skiing or hang gliding or what. I never did, but it's actually not going to happen now. I want to relax a bit, and yes, a perfect day to me is sit and watch TV and fall asleep. Now I do like to do other things. We go to concerts, art museums, and out to eat, and wine tasting, drinking wine. But I can do that here, and you forgot a bottle of wine on occasion helps that sleep along. So, but yeah, so I do like to. That's my way to relax, and a man needs that.
You work hard. He works incredibly hard. He's a very, very hard worker, and I'm so proud of him. He is kind and honest and understanding, supportive to a fault. However, as his mother always says, if you have something against me,
you miss that all.
Oh, I did. If I have something against you, I'll push it right through you.
There you go.
Yeah, I got it right.
And I kind of got the same thing, true.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm kind, but I'm no pushover.
No, not at all. And I like that about you. I like that you take charge and you're not going to let anybody push you around. And,
Oh, hell no.
You are not a pushover.
I'm a man.
That's a
and
good
I act
thing.
like a man. So
you do act like a man, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that a lot.
But I'm never like that with you. I'm never...
No. You are very kind and sweet and sensitive, loving to me.
Yeah. Now, another man,
yeah.
That she keeps telling me, I don't have bail money, okay? So, I used to have a bad temper when I was younger. Now, I'm older. I let a lot more things go, but there is a limit.
Yeah.
So,
well, and that's good.
And anybody messes with her, then or my children, I'll take the prison sentence. That's all I want to say.
Yeah.
Don't push me there. Don't let these suits fool you. I am a hillbilly down deep.
Yeah.
Born and raised in the hills.
Oh, one thing I did want to tell them about that is that, okay, it's great to love yourself, and it's great to have self-confidence and a good self-esteem in yourself. It's very important in life. Big Pretty really loves himself.
Of course.
Like really, like, worships himself. I wouldn't say he's narcissistic. He's not, because that's actually a personality disorder, and you don't have narcissistic personality disorder. Not at all. No, you don't. But he really loves himself.
If you don't love yourself, nobody else is going to love you.
That's true. But whenever there's a mirror or reflection anywhere, he has to look at himself in the reflection.
Done that all my life. My parents used to fuss at me. Tim, quit talking to you. I'd be talking to a crowd. There's a mirror there. I'm looking in the mirror, talking to myself in the mirror to them. And they're like, Tim, quit looking in the mirror. So I've always been in love.
Well, yes, and all these videos that you shoot and everything like that, he watches them over and over. I can understand watching him wanting to critique. I mean, I'm an artist. You want to critique yourself and all that and see how you can do better. You watch them because you're enamored and fascinated with yourself.
Yes, you've heard the old saying, you're just talking because you like to hear yourself talk. I really do like to hear myself talk.
I mean,
so
you do.
I'm my biggest fan.
You do. I mean, he even takes like church hymns sometimes and rewrites them with his own name in them, like softly and tenderly. Tim Crow is calling for you and for me.
Go tell it on the mountain that Tim Crow was born.
Yes, yes.
No, the one I love is that John Legend song. All of me loves all of me. All my curves and all my edges, all my perfect perfections. So, yes, I have a healthy ego. Maybe a little too healthy.
Quite so. Quite so. But it's been a real pleasure, honor, and adventure living with you. And I can't wait until we're married and we have even more fun.
Yeah.
So.
And hey, three's the charm. Are you number 3 or 4? I forget. But hey, this was the charm. So,
technically,
love you, honey.
Well, you're 3 for me as well.
Didn't you? Wasn't you going to say something about my eating stuff or something?
Oh, yeah. he does like to eat. I mean, that's kind of obvious, but of course he likes to eat.
Remember what she said in one video that me eating was like an art thing?
Oh, it is.
That's just not bringing it up. Yeah,
it's quite an experience to watch him eat. It's very fascinating. I really enjoy it. I love to cook, and so it's perfectly compatible because he likes to eat what I cook,
and she loves eating what I cook. It's health food. It's
Big Pretty is a very good cook. That's something you probably may not know. He is an excellent cook. Delicious food. So good. It'll kill you. But it's good. He doesn't drain any of the meat.
That's flavor. Grease is flavor.
And he puts about a sack of sugar in everything he makes.
Not everything. My stews and stuff I don't. But I mean, my chili and my spaghetti, they need... What's spaghetti and chili without sugar? Brown sugar and white sugar.
Yeah, but do you have to put 3 pounds of sugar in spaghetti?
It's more like a pound. I mean...
Well, I love his spaghetti. It's so good. And I don't know what it is about it. When I'm sick... he makes it for me and it makes me feel better. I don't know if it's the sugar waking me up or the spices or whatever. It's so good and it makes me feel better. So I call it Timmy Tussin instead of Robitussin. Timmy Tussin. I love it. And he's going to make it for my birthday, which is coming up very, very soon.
Cheapest birthday present I can give her. Yeah, I'll cook for you.
Yeah, he doesn't even have to take me out to dinner. Just make me Timmy Tussin. I love it.
Because she forbid me to make it anymore.
No, he's not allowed to.
Because she gained a little weight when we first got together.
Yeah, I've since have really worked and I've gotten it off. But yeah, I gained some weight. And it was not a happy situation for me.
One thing I can say is she did teach me something I know, and that's the proper portions. Mm-hmm. How do you people live on those portions? I mean, apparently I was all wrong with what a human portion is. Apparently my human portion is like, what?
No, you had gorilla portions.
2 gorilla portions.
Probably more like two silverback gorilla portions.
And I drink a lot more. Not alcohol, but every other.
No, you don't drink alcohol hardly at all, but you drink milk. A gallon a day, people. A gallon of milk a day.
Well, you won't let me do that now. So.
No. And I made you switch from whole milk to 2%.
2%, nothing but some cream and water.
It's not.
It's
water.
not milk.
It's not water. They take the milk fat out, honey.
Oh, for whatever. It's blue. Milk's not supposed to be blue. It's supposed to be milk. I miss my milk.
It doesn't have.
I need milk.
It doesn't have the milk fat in it that it.
That's what I want. Is the milk fat?
Okay. Well, anyway, he also drinks about a gallon of his sweet tea a day, but we do. So
I do use Splenda. I've been using Splenda.
We do sweeten it with Splenda, and I actually like it better with Splenda anyway.
If I didn't use Splenda by now, I've been drinking a gallon of tea.
You'd be dead.
I'd be 600 pounds, so probably dead. Yes,
Yeah.
So I don't use real sugar in it, but yeah.
His tea recipe is really good. It's so good.
Now, I drink sweet tea because I'm Southern. That's what we drink. So.
But he has his own recipe for sweet tea, and it's really, really good. You can always message him and ask him what the recipe is. We won't,
Yeah, we're going through here.
No, it's too complex, but it's a very good recipe for sweet tea. So, like I said, he is a joy to live with. He is a joy it's a joy to be a part of his life. I consider it a great honor to be his woman and to be a part of his life, and I'm really looking forward to being his wife.
Oh, honey, I look forward for that for you too. I really do. I'm very happy for you.
Thanks.
It's been your pleasure. No, she's a good woman. And she takes very good care of things. Now, I was raised by. It's one thing that's been interesting for me is I was raised by. My mother was a very independent woman. My dad wasn't really in the picture. She raised us, and I was very used to a very independent woman who didn't do things for men. My mother wasn't going to cook. Well, she would cook, but she wasn't going to pack things to them. She wasn't going to do all that. Heather wants to do all that stuff, and it took me, believe it or not, it took me a while to get used to it. But she doesn't work, and I do, so I'm like. I guess that's fair. I'm not. She's not working. Yeah, clean the house and iron my clothes and our clothes and do the grocery shopping and all that. I think of a couples as equal. I don't think that it's necessarily the woman's job. It's just I'm working and she's home. So if I was home, I'd do the same thing for her. But still, it's taking me a little bit getting used to somebody actually cooking meals for me. And none of my other spouses.
I have medical reasons for why I can't work, so I stay here. I take care of the house. I get up before you do and make sure your clothes are all ironed, ready for work. That's how I'm your gaff. I get everything prepared for you. And
gaff.
I'm your.
I thought the gaff was a thing that drag queens used to pull their stuff up in their crack.
No, that's a gender bender.
I always thought it was called a gaff. Oh, whatever. Somebody let me know.
Well, no. I mean, you look in the movies. At the credits at the end, they have the gaff.
The gaff. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. All right.
I just
learn something new every day.
They have the best boy. I guess I'm the best girl.
I thought they handled the lights. And we're getting off topic. All right. So
that's a boom mic. Oh, that's the boom mic. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, well, thank you for doing this video with me. I hope people learn things they didn't really need to know about Big Pretty. She's a good woman, so I'm very lucky as well. Not as lucky as she is, but I'm very lucky as well.
Thank you, baby.
All right. Well, I guess that's about it, folks. If you hope you enjoy this video. If you're enjoying what's come out of my big mouth and now her big mouth, this ever running jaw, then please hit that subscription button with of King Henry with my pretty face. Give me and her a like, and tell me some of the things about your spouse, what your spouse would say or significant other would say about you. So no matter what's being revealed about you to the world, always dress nice. And the way I got Heather was I was pretty. You stay pretty.